Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Thursday Live. I'm actually coming to you from Kiowa, South Carolina. It is, don't want to make anybody jealous, but it is a beautiful, sunny, 70-degree weather day, so it's really nice. So I'm so fortunate to have internet connection here and can work with all of you. So, and let me just further say, I am Denise Armenio, emotion code, body code certified practitioner, genius biofeedback practitioner, and I have with me Claire McIntyre, who's helping me, and will be helping in the chats. So if anybody has questions, please feel free to put them in the chat bar. And just want to welcome everybody that's here. I see Angie, Barbara, Jackie, Kathy, Lillian, Linda, Margaret, Pam for right now. So, and Margaret saying, and Dr. Kimberly has a relationship conflict last night in Mighty Networks. Yes, and everybody please join in. I will be there with her as well, helping her out. So look forward to that as well. So anyway, without further ado, let me just get my genius up here. 1 second.
We are picking up some of your background noise there, not only the birds, but some sounds like dodgy music.
Oh, there is a little music. Okay. Is it really loud?
It's not really loud, but it's sort of in and out a bit.
Let me try to move. If I go by, is it better? Oh, I think I'm closer to a speaker over here. Tell me how it is, because I have my headset in, so it's blocking the noise out from around me.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it better now? Or?
A little bit better, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so wait, let me just get my genius.
Says.
I want to share my screen. Okay, so everybody could see my genius now, I hope. You realize in the sun how dirty your laptop screen is when the sun hits it? So everyone, why are I'm not seeing my participants in here. Just give me 1 second. So we can work with everybody today. Why don't you everybody put in the chats, what are some things that are ailing you guys? I think everyone in here has already been a volunteer on here. Lillian, have you been a volunteer?
No.
Would you like to be?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. So I'm just going to start by adding your name in here. It's 1L, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, and what is your date of birth?
4th of the 1st, 1975.
You confuse me.
So that's the 4th of January.
Oh, okay. Where is my January? 4th, 1975, you said?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we can click continue with new analysis here. And then, so Lillian, tell me a little bit what you may like to work on. Do you have any physical pain, emotional pain?
Today I have a bit of physical pain, aches and pains in the muscles and joints. Again, just kind of keep working on digestive issues, bloating, inflammation.
Okay, and overall, your aches and pains on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being severe, how would you rate it?
Today, I'd say it'd be about a 7. It was doing better, but I kind of did a good bit of treatment on myself, and I think it's kind of die off detox symptoms as well that's going on.
Okay, so you're in discomfort today, 10 being
Yeah.
severe, right? Okay,
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and I also have Jackie asking if I could demonstrate the functional tab and how you use it to get the most benefit. Sure, Jackie, when I get to that point, I will work that into today's live as well. So, okay, so now that I have your information in here, Lillian, I'm just gonna hit done and then begin. And Lillian, I'm gonna count you down. I'll say 3, 2, 1, begin. And then just say your full name and the vowels A-E-I-O-U until the 15-second counter gets to 0. Okay?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Lillian Gainey, A-E-I-O-U, 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 A-E-I.
That's perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to hit the voice harmonics on the bottom left, and that's how the Genius has translated your spoken word into a frequency, and it also works as like a homeopathic, so like cancels out like. Okay, so that's awesome. And so now next, Lillian, can you put your camera on for just a second so that I can get a screenshot for you?
Where's that now? Just 1 second. There we go.
Ah, perfect. So I'm just going to take a screenshot. If I could just see where my cursor is. Okay, perfect. Just give me 1 second. And I'm just going to select next. Continue. And now, because I already added your picture, you can just hit existing photo and click use. And now we can begin analysis. I see that Margaret is having problems with sound. Margaret, can you hear me better now? I don't know if Margaret can hear me. Can everybody else hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, Denise, but when the voice harmonic plays, couldn't hear that, which happened to me on Zoom. But
yeah, that may just be a Zoom issue. I don't think that there's anything I
think
can
it
do about
is.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for letting us know. And if that happens, please tell us so that we can report it to Ryan. But I heard it at my end, so I can't tell otherwise. Okay, so now I'm just going to use the energetic affirmation and add the affirmation here. Whoops. All energies are transmuted into the frequency of pure love. And so it is. Okay, and then we can just click OK here. And what that does for anybody that's new or watching this on the replay, it will transmute this affirmation into a frequency, and that frequency will be played and overlay all the other frequencies when we run them. Okay, so now I am going to go to the back office and I'm just going to add all my libraries to client here. And then add my master branch. And now I can go back. Sometimes takes a few minutes here. And I'm going to go to custom libraries and just run the scan, excuse me, here first. Okay, so now we can go back and run the analysis on everything. Yes, now we need to run the custom libraries before we go into the general overview in order for it to work. Otherwise, you'll get like an error message. So if you have gone into system overview and you were getting some kind of a message because and wouldn't load your custom libraries, that is why. So that is why I went in and did that first. So before we get started, I just want to go and look at Lillian's aura, and I'm going to hit begin analysis. Okay, so the aura here, I mean, the colors are a little bit different because I have a little bit of a glare, but they do look pretty dark in here to me. So we do want to work on that, especially this, it looks brown in here to me in the center, and we see some more dark colors. So it looks like you're having some pretty significant interference, or we need to work with those spiritual protection energies to help clear that out. And it is possible that you have a psychic attack. We could look closer, but very frequently I see when we are getting a psychic attack, it causes pain someplace in our body. So we could check for that. We could also just look to switch to old and see what that says. And again, it kind of looks a little muddy and like dirty colors in there. So we'll try to see if we can clear that up for you. I am going to mostly be using the pain library today and the human body structure panel that I've set up. So if anybody is interested in that, they could always reach out to me at Denise at Insight Health Apps if you're interested in that. Hopefully you're a little familiar with it already. So as you know, the first thing that I like to work on when I'm start setup is work on helping to work with the biofield and also make sure that the body is being primed with the minerals, vitamins, and amino acids. So I'm going to use my vessel priming library that's in the biotrain. If you don't have that, I would suggest using working with all the libraries in the biofield first, and then those few libraries that I just discussed, the minerals, amino acids, and vitamins. But I have it all set up here, so it's just easier to get to. So my steps 1 and step 2 are to prime the body, and then step 2 is to do general overview, and then I will focus in on the different areas to help alleviate some of Lillian's symptoms, which are pain in the body and in the joints. So right now, and when we could also see just in here that inflammation, pain relief is showing up right on top here. So the Genius is really picking up on things. I'm just going to go to the bioterrain now, and I'm going to add everything from the vessels into the main hold tray. And we're just going to run an analysis here. And I'm going to move the timer to 1 minute and select all. And we can hit play here for 1 minute. And hold on because the sound didn't click in. There we go. Okay, so this is great. It says that you responded well. The average rectification is 41%, and the harmony, alignment, and energy flow are all pretty tight. So I'm happy with that. So I will just rescan this and then select just the highs for 1 minute. And we'll run this for 1 minute. Okay, and again, you did really well here, 62% average rectification. The range from 51 to 65 is a little larger than normal, but because of demonstration purposes, I'm not going to redo it. But if you were at home, you may want to run this again for another few minutes just to see if you can close that to, I mean, it's a little bit over 20, so it's not horrible, but you know, it is, I always like it to be a little bit tighter, that range. And there's a typo in the library. Oh, okay, thank you. I see that. I'll try to make that adjustment. Thanks, Margaret. So now I'm just going to go back to the system page. I'm also going to clear what is in my main hold tray. And now I'm going to click on System Overview to get us to the general overview. And hold on. Oh, it's doing something. Okay, so I am waiting for the beach ball to stop. And then we can add in the top 50 and the bottom 50 to the main hold tray. We just wanted to see what some of the bottom 50 look like. And we could just switch the view and we can see there is some magnesium deficiency, some things from dimensional realities, some items from negative energy, which isn't a surprise because there was some dark color showing up on that aura. So we added these all. We have 100, and now I'm going to remove the libraries and just look at the system, the main system panel. And again, I'm going to add the top 50 and bottom 50 because there must be some duplicate items, so that's why. So I'm just going to run now the analysis on this panel. And I'm just going to run all of them for 1 minute. Claire, can you hear the tones now?
No. So
can you hear the genius tones?
No, not at all.
Oh, so okay.
I'm just getting the background noise.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the tones are running. It's just, it has something to do with the Zoom. You are getting the frequencies of them, so.
So even though I can't hear it, it's still treating me basically, yeah?
Yes, because when we put your name and birth date in, it's still going, the frequencies are being sent by the quantum field. So even if you weren't like on this Zoom and I ran a session on you and you didn't hear anything, it would still work for you. It's kind of like it's kind of like being double activated because it's going through the quantum field and you're also hearing the frequencies. Well, maybe not today because you're not hearing them, but even if you're running the frequencies through like your quantum capsule, if you have one, if the volume is down, you still get the frequency.
Great.
So sometimes people don't want to hear the frequencies, but yeah, so it's still all working.
Yeah.
And you have a great rectification again on that. So I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to rescan and we'll just work with the highs. I'm just going to select the highs here. So I'm not going to go through all of these in here, but you can get a quick look at some of what some of these are. But I am just going to run play. Okay, so 38% rectification. Again, I always like to see 40 and above, but this is a demo and you're responding well on everything else. So I'm going to go back and clear this out, and then we're going to start adding libraries in here. Okay, so now we can clear out this main whole tray. And now Jackie is asking me about my favorite go-to panels. Well, my favorite thing to always do is go to general overview and work with all the libraries and panels that you have access to after the priming vessel. If it's pain, I love my pain library. For body structure, I have been using the one that I'm going to be working with today. It's not 100% complete yet, but I'm happy to share it if you want to email me, and I can tell you about that. And then when the updates come, you'll get that in as well. So you can email me separately on that though. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at here is today's stress for you, Lillian. And so you don't have anything that's red in there, which is great. I am going to add in emotional and heavy metal toxicity, connective tissue, inflammation, adrenal, and I'm going to add in the blues. And then we can go look at, I want to add in 528 from Saveggio's, which is the one for transformation and miracles. And we can look at your governing meridian, if I could see it, and add in the conception vessel. I always do like to add those two in because they're the two main meridians that run the whole front and the back of your body. And the brain EEG, I like to add in the theta to help get your mind more receptive to accepting these frequencies. And I'm going to work with the emotions here. I'm going to add in the reds and the blues, because with pain, often there's always emotion in there. And I do want to look at the spiritual protection in here. And there is psychic attack right on the bottom.
Wow.
As a common thing.
Where did that come from, I wonder?
You know, psychic attacks can come from anyone, really. I mean, a lot of times you get them. It's not to say that it's not people like being malicious, but if somebody's having a repetitive thought that may not be great, but it's, you know, like directed or, you know, about you or in some way, it just, that energy just kind of gets stuck. But
Wow.
we all get it. It's not, it's, you know, it just happens. I mean, we all send it to not knowingly, but you know, you just have to clear it. And sometimes if we've had it and we never clear it, it's like we keep attracting that type of energy.
Okay.
So it just gets stuck and just builds and builds and builds. So that's kind of what happens. I'm going to add in the grounding in there as well. I'm going to add all these that are below 200 in here. And I'll add in these chords as well. And the other thing I always like to add in is digestion. And I'm just going to add, even there's the pancreas, gallbladder, and mouth are showing, but I'm going to add all of them. Now, the easy way to do this, once you get used to working with the geniuses, you don't even have to go in here. You could just drag in digestion and everything from that panel, and the title name will be brought into it. So from here, I'm also going to add in the neurotransmitters in here. But
what about
so from
flower essences? What about flower essences? Would they be beneficial?
Yeah, Bach flower essences are always beneficial. We could certainly add these. Sometimes I use Alaskan flower essences, but because that came up, it must mean that your gut is telling you something. So we're going to add that right in. And now we can go to the custom libraries. And we can start by going to so we can look in here. We could either use this by working with the database. It's just going to be everything. It's a really large panel, or I've broken it down into certain areas, like, you know, feet, hands, different areas. Where do you find most of your discomfort?
It was mainly found today kind of just achy all over my body. And I was fine yesterday, but I know I've done a lot of work with the Genius app the last couple of days, and I did have a big detox this morning. So I was kind of putting it down to that.
Okay, so I'm just going to go a little bit more general with you. The library, the main hold tray will fill up quickly, but let's just see how it goes. I am going to add in the joints here. And I'm just going to add in all the joints. And I'm just going to go for the reds and the blues in here. So I'm not really sure, because I'm not going through what specific areas it's targeting, but since you're, you know, it's kind of all over, I'm just going to go with what the Genius pulls up. So we did bones. We can look at ligaments. Hold on. So there were only two there that were, I don't know why my thing keeps speech falling. Okay, so in the muscles here, I have the, not just the muscle name, but the vertebrae segment and what that it actually does. So like here, this helps flex your head. So it's, you get some good information here on the muscles. Come on. And work with the nerves. Here are the sutures on the skull. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think that the suture lines were in the bones. So, and then we have tendons, and I have not made the tendon database yet. So we can just look here at your shoulders. And your hips and legs. Can everybody hear me? Because I'm getting a little message that my internet is unstable.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Oh gosh, so we have, I also want to add in the veins in here, but we do have a lot of stuff in the main hold tray. Okay, so let's work with this for a minute, and then we'll go back and we'll grab some of the pain stuff. Okay, and I'm going to select all, and let's run all of these frequencies. Lillian, you do have water, right? Because these are a lot of frequencies that are coming through.
Yeah, I've just drank some there now.
Okay, good.
So you don't do like we say the red first.
Hold on. Lillian, I can't hear you with the, so just hold that thought. And as soon as the noise, the sound stops here, I could hear you. Okay, great. So again, 48% rectification is great. And we're within that 20% range. So that's perfect. I'm going to rescan. And Lillian, what was that question you were asking me?
Because what I've been doing is like hitting the low and just treating all the low. And then when that's done, hitting on high and then treating all the high. But you seem to be hitting on all. Is that the best thing to do?
I use all because anything that might harmonize easily, it will kind of fall to the side, and it will let those items that are harder to clear come to the surface.
Okay.
But the highs, mediums, and lows in this panel in the Progressive Insights is the priority. So I wouldn't necessarily just work with the lows first. I mean, really, whatever your gut is telling you, again, you know, I know everybody likes to sometimes when they're starting out have a little bit of structure and have a protocol, but I'm really not, I wouldn't say I follow the same protocol all the time. I really just go and follow my gut and see what it says. You can't make a mistake.
So is the red the priority when it shows?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The red would be the priority.
Gotcha.
So that's why I work with all the frequencies first for a minute, and then I just work with the ones that are the highest priority.
Gotcha.
So now I would just select the highs. I would rescan it and then select the highs.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't forget about that, Margaret. I'm about using the functional zone. I'm trying to think of what area I want to zone in on for that. Since this is general, it's not like I could look. I may want to use the, I don't know. I have to think about that. But thank you for the reminder. For those of you, I don't use the functional zone all the time. It is a great resource, and it's great to have to add into it. But that's something where, like, I'll go there if I'm really not making any, like seeing any progress. You know, I'll try to go a little bit deeper. Interestingly, the talus is a part on your foot. It's like that little notch when you lift your foot up, and when you flex it down between like your leg and your bone. I don't know how to explain it, but it's right at that V where you lift your foot up and down. So it would be like right here, kind of on your foot.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken a bunch of different kinesiology classes, and that point is actually used to access in your body different stress areas.
Okay.
So I am going to use that for a functional zone, because it might be that spot can release some of the stress throughout your body. So
Okay.
let's see what it says when we do functional zone considerations now. Okay, so now it's going to give you all these different zones. We can go into all of them. I'm going to look at the interference zone first, not only because it's blue, but only just because it was my sense by looking at your aura that there's some kind of interference going on. So let's start there. And I can start by just dragging that down. And now I can look for the so it says inherited interference stress evaluation could be 99% and mercury stress evaluation. So again, we can drag both of these down into the tray. We can look at the microorganism zone. And in here, Lyme stress and virus stress is 100%. So we're going to add both of those. And I'm also going to drag the microorganism. I then want to look at, I'm going to just look at two more. I'm going to do psychogenic zone and the tissue regulation. So shock stress and miasm stress, they're relatively high at 98 and 99%.
So how would I find out what the miasm then by using the app? How would you find out what the, because I've seen that show up for me before, the miasm. How would you know?
Miasm? Well, you wouldn't unless you have a library for miasms, and then you can kind of try to see which miasm would come up. But this
Are
is
they
more
available?
general. Yeah. You can text me. I'm pretty sure I have one available.
Okay.
Not text me, but email me.
Yeah, I understand.
And so the tissue regulation, both of these are 98%, and it's degeneration stress evaluation and cystic process stress evaluation. Again, I don't know how much this all tells you, but I can go back now and we can begin analysis again. We can see if any of those zones popped to the top. If anybody sees something, microorganism is in the high here. So, but we could just run, why don't we just run all of them for 1 minute, because I don't know where those other functional zones are. And after we run this, then we'll look at the pain for you.
I find I'm really doing good detoxing since I've started on it.
Okay, so we had a you have a high percent rectification here. So that's great, especially since when I just ran the highs below, it was low. So I am happy with that. Kent, how are you feeling right now? Do you show any shifts or changes at all before we get into the
it's
pain?
a bit lighter and looser. Yeah.
Okay, great. So let's just, if we didn't have so many here, I would add the pain in there, but the pain library is big. So I'm going to clear these. And let's add in all the reds. And we're showing a bunch of pain relief in here, so that's great. I'm just going to add some of these 600 and above. I hope you like the music for entertainment value, guys. Sorry, I hope it's not too distracting. I'm also going to go back to the veins, because I don't know, I'm just feeling like we want to get some oxygen in there. And I'm also going to go to a trauma library. I just want to get a bunch of these that are below 200 in here. Yeah, Margaret, you like my playlist, huh? Although it's not my playlist, but it would be if I was putting it on. Okay, so now we have some pain items in there. I want to go back to things. And I'm going to put all of the veins in here. And whoops. And I just want to add in the grounding, the Alaskan gems. Oops. So these crystals help in grounding and keeping you centered in the present. And I'm just going into here and adding these as solutions, since this is the top on here. Okay, so now we have 210 items. Let's go back and run an analysis here on Progressive Insights. And let's run all of them for 3 minutes. And there's no sound. Hold on. There we go. Whew, it's getting a little hot out here in the sun. Guys, I am just going to message in on this little bug. So just give me a second here. Lillian, just try keeping, moving your hands and your fingers a little bit. Maybe stretch your neck just to try to keep that energy moving through you.
Yeah.
Linda, I missed all the snow this year. I was fortunate enough to be traveling every time. Okay, so again, you did really well here, 65%. And again, the harmony, alignment, and energy flow are all like within 10% range in that. So that's great. I'm going to rescan. And how are you feeling? Is your pain level dropping? You were at a 7 when we started. Where do you feel like you're at now?
So it's gone down to a 5 anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still about 20%. Let's just run the highs for 1 minute. And hold on. There's the sound.
So we'll say if there was just pick something like
Lillian, if you could hear me, I can't hear you so good when the sound is running. So as soon as it stops,
yeah,
just save your question and I'll answer. Okay, again, you did well here. What is your question?
So if we'll just say like something like cat's claw showed up in the highs and there was something like, I don't know, how dark go down the lows. It's the one that's showing in the highs what you'd end up taking. That's what it's recommending, yeah? Not
You
in
need to
the
take
low.
the physical form of it?
Yeah.
You can. If I try to take in the energetics, the physical is always going to, if you're taking the physical form and taking in the energetics, it's always going to enhance it. But sometimes I like to see if I could clear it first, just energetically. If it's something that just keeps showing up every time and you're running the energetics, then yeah, I definitely think that you should take the physical form of the, herb or essential oil as well. But I try to work with using the frequencies as much as possible before I go to the physical, unless you have it and you want to take it. But that's how I tend to work with it.
But it would be what would be showing in the high though.
Yes.
Best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least here it's high.
Yeah.
If you look at it on like the system overview, then it would either be red or blue. And probably I would say you're more likely to need the physical version when it's showing up as a low number because it's been out of balance for a longer period of time. Okay. But I mean, that's not going to always be the rule because, if you're running scans all the time and it's showing up in blue and not clearing, I would definitely try to, take the physical. it's just something that you have to use your gut on. Let's just go and look at what your aura looks like. Okay, so that is looking much better. The center is now blue. We still have this area in here, you know, that I would definitely want to try to work on, but that's working, you know, that looks much better. Let's just see what we can run for just a minute. I'm going to add everything from spiritual protection, neurotransmitters, Bach flower essences, and emotions into the quick zap tray. And I'm just going to run these for 1 minute for you.
Okay.
Okay, so 37% rectification. That's not bad. Let's just check out your aura again. So again, each time it's looking a little bit better, and I love seeing all that green healing energy coming in. So just Lillian, if you can just, you know, move around a little bit. Are you still, did you go, is it, you went from a 7 to a 5? Is it still at a 5? Has it shifted at all?
Yeah, there'd be still
a 5?
Yeah, some areas would be down to a 4. There's like, I can feel it in the elbows. They're quite sore moving those now. It'd still be up in a 5. Different areas have improved more than other areas of the body, I would say. Yeah.
So, I mean, if we had more time here, I might isolate and then go specifically to the elbow and maybe do like all the muscles and the ligaments of just that region and try to, you know, work through that. You might want to add in emotions and traumas in those areas to try to clear that one area. But we're basically working generally because you said it was all over. So it might be important for you to now hone in on certain areas. I know that often when I work with clients and working with pain, sometimes you have to chase it. Yes. So it's going to move. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for being a volunteer.
No problem.
I loved having you. And anyone else? Thank you, everyone else. Thank you so much for being here and joining me here for this Thursday live. And also go on to Mighty Networks. You can get there by going to ilovemygenius.com, and Dr. Kimberly McGeorge is doing a training tonight that I am helping her out on. So you could get the information from there. I believe it's starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're around, we'd love to see you there for some more training. And Margaret says,
will there be a replay
thank
of
you,
that?
Margaret. And Yes, this will be uploaded to the YouTube Inside Health Apps channel.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
it will definitely be there. Okay. So that's tonight. I thought it was this morning. No, it's tonight, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern. So I look forward to seeing everybody that could make it there at 9 p.m. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Thank you and have a great day, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Enjoy the rest of your time.
Thank you. I know I'm here for another till next Friday. So
Wow. Okay.
But,
Enjoy.
but I'm at my sister, so I'm spending time with my sister, so it's nice.
Cool.
So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.